Welcome, friends, to this week's planning with our Art of Planning and Journaling. We're going to do something a little bit different today. It's been a hot minute since I've played with stamps in my inserts, and so that's what we're going to be doing. I got the inspiration for what I'm doing today from Pinterest, I believe. One of my teammates and friends sent me a picture, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you should try this one." I said, "I love it. We're going to make it work." So I'm excited to be diving in today and giving it a try and seeing kind of what I feel and how it turns out. Also, we're going to be creating a tip-in with our last insert, mainly because, or with our last week, mainly because the Art of Planning and Journaling only comes with 4 layouts in dot grid, and we need a 5th one because this is a 5-week month. And so we're going to do that. So a lot of things are happening. I want to start first by kind of walking you through my current layout in my personal Art of Planning and Journaling, because I haven't done it yet. And I decided to do something different with it moving forward. Normally I do some fun trackers or whatnot, but I really wanted to implement the process of scrapbooking in my P&J because this is something that I'm writing personal notes and journaling in, and so I really wanted to make it something that would not just be a bunch of trackers and different fun things, but also some fun scrapbooking moments for me, so memory keeping. So let me take you a walk through this. If you remember, I did basic rainbow in my extra large. In this one, I did some brighter colors, still going with the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, but some brighter, more neon. So you'll see I've included my word of the year on the flip out. I've done some line a day. Some days I didn't have really anything going on, so not a whole lot to do line a day for, but this is kind of what the layout looks like. And then we dive right in to some of the fun things that have happened. So these are all the appointments or the events that I had going on, and these were some of the highlights. You'll see that throughout. My middle son, he proposed to his girlfriend on New Year's Eve. So it was technically January. So I kind of included these, but I'm also going with the same theme. So here's pink and here's some orange. Again, these are lots of moments that I've had with my kiddos over the course of the month. And I only have the first 2 spreads done. So as we get a little bit further, we will include some other ones in the other layouts. So I've got 2 more layouts here that I can utilize. Again, water tracker. Been pretty consistent in making sure that I hit my 5 to 6 glasses of water. I'm not a big water drinker, so for me, this is a big deal. And I've only had 4 days where I haven't had a lot of water. So I think this page is going to be one that I cover up, so I didn't spend time decorating it. This is I'm reading a lot of books, have a lot of activities happening over the course of the month. I colored this one up, and I will probably include just highlights that I didn't need a full journal spread for, just something fun to include. Again, lots of just fun with the colors. I really had a good time with them this time and filling out this particular one. So I had a lot of fun. This is still a progress, right? We have a couple of days left. I have some more pages that I can include in here, but we're going to dive in to our extra large. So I mentioned we're going to be doing something that we haven't done in a hot minute, and that is utilizing stamps. Now, I know that Close to My Heart is no longer in business, but I have this stamp set from eons ago, and this is when they were celebrating their 25-year anniversary, so I don't know how long it is, but it's stars, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to use this because why not? It's going to be so fun. So we're going to use these. We're also going to utilize, again, our star stencil, and I grabbed the weather or circle stencil from the basic stencil kit for us to be able to use to put this together. So first and we're doing purple. So it's going to be fun, friends. It's going to be fun. So I want to let you know that I did spend a little bit of time doing a cover page for this tip-in that we're doing. And because the planets are supposed to be aligning this week, I thought it would be kind of fun to do like a solar system theme. Still stars, solar system. My art skills are not like 100%. There was a whole lot of guessing on what planets look like and searching on the internet and doing the thing. So I just kind of made it up as I went along, and it's totally fine for you to do that. So this is the tip-in page that we're going to use. Let me kind of explain to you how I did this. So I grabbed a blank dot grid insert, and I went through, before I started using it, I took the staples out because I knew that I was going to be using this for this purpose, mainly when we have 5-week months in our planning and journaling. So I have removed all the staples, and so then when I'm ready to use this, I just pull it out of here. In order for it to fit in, though, we need to trim a little bit off, so I just keep it closed and I grab this first dot line right here and I cut it off so that I can utilize it that way. So you'll see when it fits in, it's just a little bit smaller, so that when I close it, open it, etc., it's just a little smaller. So I'm going to, because I want to stamp on a very, very flat surface, I'm not going to attach it yet, and I'm going to show you how we'll do that when we get ready to stamp. But fun thing to just decorate out the layout, just for something fun to do. Yeah, so anyway, that's what we're working with. All right, so here's the design. Again, my colors came through, and I knew they were going to come through this time because I did a lot of layering, and so it is what it is. All right, so we're going to do some circles with stars. These are going to be where I put my activities for the week. And so I utilized this stencil. However, I'm not going to draw this in quite yet and color it. What I want to do is I want to share with you guys how we're going to incorporate this. So these are stamps that have to have a block attached to them, and I have a plethora of blocks because I have some amazing friends that do Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to use my Tombow markers, but also what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a mask. So I took the exact same stencil, circle stencil, and I put it on a piece of cardstock, and this is kind of to protect our circle, because I want to stamp over it. I don't want it to be like this void around it. So I wanted to be able to stamp over it and kind of take things off the paper. Also, I realize that I'm probably going to have some overlap. So let me grab a piece of computer paper too, because when I go over the edge of the paper. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do the first one, and then I'm going to go ahead and mute and let you guys listen to some fun music while I figure out how I want to do this. But so we're going to take our Tombow marker, and it's an acrylic base stamp. I have it on there already. I'm just going to lay the Tombow sideways. So I don't know if you guys can see this, sideways, so the brush end gets the ink on it. Again, I'm not using a stamp pad because I want the colors to match. And I could probably go grab a nice purple stamp pad and make it work, but because I want to do it this way. Also, these are water-based, and so they will probably not smear necessarily, but they'll like lift up a little bit. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover this here, and I'm just going to attach. Ooh, that looks fun. And I'm going to do it a couple of times because I'm going to kind of do it in rows, I think is what I want to do. So anyway, this is what we're going to be doing for this particular layout. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on some music and let you listen to some music while I go through and add all my stamps on. So that was fun to add a little bit of color in there. Now we're going to go in and add our stencil and our circle and kind of decorate it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my stencil. We're using the smaller of the big squares, so the smallest squares. We're using the smallest of the big stars, not the big squares. And we're just going to go through and I know they're not going to match up because I want them to, so therefore they're not going to. But again, I just doodled these on here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my micron. This is a 0.5 micron, so if you are in the market for one, you can definitely go and grab one of those styles. I'm going to go ahead and just add the outline on here. There's going to be a lot of erasing, I believe, as we go through this process because, again, I just kind of put them on here how I thought I would want to have them and knew that I would probably have some issues with retracing after the fact, which is fine. So stay tuned. I'm going to go through and add these stars on here. So I've taken a little bit of time to kind of do out my design. You notice I kind of did it in stripes. I love the stripes. I love the color combination, even with purple. For those of you that don't know me very well, I don't have a love for purple, but I needed to keep up with my theme that I was doing with my rainbow. So this is what it is. We have one step left on this particular page. Well, two steps. One, I'm going to take my circle stencil and I'm going to go in and do the outline of the circle shape. And I'm going to use a white pen and my micron to do the dates. I'm going to have to use a black on these two because I think they're too light, but I think the other 4 squares, I can use the white pen to kind of put the dates in there. I'm really loving this design. We're going to finish out this page, and then I'm going to move over here and do a little bit of design on this side. Mainly going to leave it open so that I can do my to-do list on here. But I think a little triangle design, I'll probably get my stamp spec out, a little triangle design, and definitely something at the top that says to do. And this will be a done page. So let's take a look. This is definitely one of my most favorite layouts. We have one step left. Oh, I forgot to put the dates on there. Look at me go. We are starting with 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and then 1st and 2nd of February. And it looks like it says a half. That's totally fine. All right, so we have one step left to do in order to utilize this in our planner. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my insert again. We're going to turn to our page, and we're going to attach this. Now you'll notice that I didn't go all the way to the edge. Normally I would go all the way to the edge, but I needed to leave room for our washi tape strip. So I'm actually going to turn this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a strip of washi tape. Oops, not in the middle of the star. Halfway through the piece of paper. All right. And yes, it's a little bit long, and that's okay because we're going to use it too. We'll trim it up in a minute. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to attach this to our other piece of paper, meaning the piece that's in the planner already, in the insert already, creating a little tip-in. I'm just going to line up the edges right along the fold, and then we're going to press that down. Now when we go across, it will, whoops, hold on. Hold on, friends. Come on. Here we go. Now, don't come apart this time. And we'll open it up. See how we've got this nice little crease. I'm going to go ahead and trim those off of here. And then we have our insert in here. So this is what it looks like. When you open it up, you'll have the page that we're currently working out of. And then you can open the full spread to see the whole solar system. And then you should be able to just open it up and you'll be able to work out of it. So that's how that works, friends. A fun little tip in with purple this week. I hope you have enjoyed this little fun layout. I loved putting this together. I think the stars were perfect addition with the stamps. I love the circle atmosphere. I love all of it. The color could be a little bit different, but again, we were going with a rainbow theme. Purple was the last color that we hadn't done yet, so it was just going to be fun to kind of put that all together for you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and joining me as we put together this layout this week. And we will be diving into the February Art of Planning and Journaling next week, which will be the Book Nook Kit. So I'm super excited about it. Hope you guys all have a fantastic week, and I'll see you all soon.